Asatoma Satgamaya. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Rejoima Amritam Gamaya. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your hands to prayer. Bow your head and offer your practice today to your sadhana, your continuous spiritual practice. Namaste. So let's just take a moment and have a look at this chant. Om Asatoma Sat Gamaya. Lead me from the untruth to the truth. What do you think that means? What's the untruth? Pardon? Lies? Who's lying to you? So are we saying possibly the untruth could be your thoughts, your mind? Yeah? Yeah? Your beliefs. If the source is from, oh, I see smoke down the road. Do you think there's a fire? But you haven't actually seen the fire. So do you know if it's the truth? So it's like Chinese whispers, isn't it? So if you've actually seen it yourself, then you know it to be the truth. Yeah, does that make sense? So your mind or what other people could tell you could be the untruth. So also the untruth could be that all you are is this body and mind. Yeah, if we want to go even deeper. Yeah. So you're more than your body and mind. Yeah. So let's have a look. So that's Om Asatoma Satgamaya. Tamasoma Jyotir Gamaya. Lead us from this darkness to the light. What can be the darkness? And what is your light? Your enlightenment? Positiveness? Yeah. And where does that light come from? Within? Yeah. And also who you surround yourself with. Because darkness can come from outside if you let it in. So we said this the other day, that people could actually turn out your light, want to put out your light. Like a little, do you know them things that, little hats that turn off candles? Do you know, like you can get them little yeah? That's like people can do that to you, like big nets. Yeah? Want to turn out your light. So yeah, so this jyotir, can you see this? This is light. Yeah? So it carries on. Rejoy ma amritam gamaya. So lead us from death to immortality. What do you think that means? The soul can never die. Yeah, this can die. Yeah, we studied this in the Gita. This is like old clothing that we take off. But what we take beyond this and further is our soul, our Atman, yeah, which is the forever eternal light. So my question to you is, you don't have to answer, but I did say to some of you, bring a pen and paper with you today. Are you feeling light today? Or are you feeling dark? And if we start to look at this, so mentally, physically, emotionally, how would you say that you're feeling? Light or dark? Are you physically feeling heavy and dark? Are you mentally feeling light? Emotionally? So when people say that they want to do this detox and they want to cleanse their body, it's the whole package, because it's also what we consume can make us feel heavy and dark. Yeah, internally. Do you know what I mean by that? Yeah, and food can make us feel lighter when we're eating cleaner, and our minds can feel heavy and dark, and we have to clear that out. It's like weeding our gardens. So when we start to let go of what's making us heavy and dark, we can clear this out. So this is when it comes to like a detox. And in yoga, we do the kriyas. Have you heard of these? Kriyas? So kriyas are literally cleansing the body through breath work, through repetition of something. It doesn't happen overnight. Yeah, so these are your kriyas, and we did some of these on retreat days as well to cleanse the body. Yeah, the ancient yogis used to have great times at this, like soaking gauze and then threading them all down the back of their throats, and then they leave them there, and then they pull them all back out. Maybe we should do that on our foundation course. So we discussed this last week. To create a new habit, how long does it take? To create a new habit. So when we're talking about this darkness and creating this jyoti, this light within inside you, it comes from weeding the garden and then taking out what you're finding that is dark. So if you keep repeating the same mistakes over and over again, these can be knots, grantees. These can be scars. What are the scars called? You. Samskaras. So they're really embedded in you. Do you think you can ever remove them scars? By creating new habits and new thinking within the mind, you will not keep going back to them same scars. I mean, I'm talking like they could be quite deep scarring within inside you, quite traumatic scarring within inside you. But when you start to add mantra, repetition, one of my favorites, what we've just done, Om Asatoma, when you learn these teachings and you add them into your life and you watch, just like you did, become the witness of your thoughts, you can pause and reflect before you go into them old habits, or before you allow that traumatic feeling to come up. As you start to feel yourself maybe go into that old habit and maybe almost feel like you're having a panic attack, start to try box breathing, start to try to add in mantra, start to try and calm the mind before it goes to that old habit. So when you're disturbed by a disturbing thought, you add in another thought. You add in a mechanism for you personally, 18 in the room, each individual, something's going to work differently. You add that thought in. So as I said, you know, difficult times for me at the moment. I'm not saying they're not. But before I go in to that habit of allowing my mind to run away with me, you learn what works for you. Mine is the philosophy. There's always an answer in there. Yours could be going for a walk before you go into that habit. Yours could be exercise on the mat. Whatever it is, you will find the tool that works for you to make you lighter, not heavier. When you start to feel these words or emotions come up, the most simplest one is breathe in, let, breathe out, go. We do it every single time in class. How many of you actually in class mean it when you do that? I breathe in, let, I breathe out, go. Half and half, yeah? So it's like literally thinking in your own mind, what am I letting go of? There was a purpose for it. I don't just say it. There's a purpose for that feeling of what have I brought in with me today into class, into this space, and what do I need to let go of? So maybe if you have a pen or a paper with you, maybe there is some words that you could jot down of what's inside you making you heavy, or a feeling, or even take a mental note of it and then see at the end of the class if that's changed. Namaste.